Well, essentially, he said they found chloroform in the baby's hair. And he has since come out with a statement saying that he misspoke. He is married to Linda Kenny Baden, who is on Casey Anthony's defense team. Now, Janie Weintraub, this is very damaging because obviously chloroform, extremely significant in the case. Chloroform found in the trunk of Casey's car. Somebody on Casey's computer Google searched for
that would be
chloroform.
her boyfriend, Ricardo Morales.
Well, that's what the defense is going to claim.
And Cindy,
but Ricardo Morales broke up with her before little Kaylee went missing.
Exactly. But you know what? You know what's unique about hair samples, Jane, and whether or not there was chloroform? First of all, I believe Michael Baden. I've known Dr. Baden for a very long time, and if he said he misspoke, I believe
Let's
that he
hear
misspoke.
him. We got the sound. Let's hear him.
If a drug overdose is in play, is it totally irrelevant to test her hair in the way they tested poor Kaylee Anthony, the baby's hair?
Yeah, I think where they found chloroform in the baby's hair.
There you go. Continue on, Janie.
But I'll tell you something that's important, Jane. It's not that damaging. It really isn't, because whether or not there is a sample of hair with chloroform, we don't know when it's from. It could be and last in the hair for months and months and months.
All right, let me go to Zenaida Gonzalez's attorney, John Dill.
Wait a minute, Jane. But to find it both with the baby in her hair and in the trunk of the car, that's one hell of a coincidence.
It would transfer. You know that better than anybody.
Please. It is an absolute link that is incredibly good news for the prosecution. And if that was a slip and he misspoke, he didn't do a service to his wife, who was on the defense team.
I'm sure they don't even talk about it as much as they have in the past day.
Settle down. Okay, John Dill, Zenaida's attorney. Let's get the latest from you about the whole deposition controversy. Cindy and George, we're going to go to court to stop the deposition now. Apparently, everything's lovey-dovey. They're going to do their depots.
Well, I don't know about lovey-dovey, but we have their deposition. It's been agreed that we're going to go forward with the deposition coming up, I think, April 9th. And some of the questions you asked before I actually wrote down, because there's some pretty good ones, as far as Zanny the nanny. Has anybody seen her? This is somebody that was supposedly taking care of Kaylee for years, according to Lee Anthony. And we're curious if these parents who lived in the house with George and Cindy ever saw this person. I also found out that the investigators that were supposedly out working for the Anthonys were not even pursuing trying to find the kidnapper, which is very interesting to us. So we need to find out the answers to these questions to help clear our client and clear her name.
David Caloyani, you've been very patient. I'm sorry we haven't gotten to you until now. You just heard that. Is this civil case that Zenaida is waging against Casey Anthony for allegedly destroying her life by defaming her, by linking her name with this possibly fictitious Zanny the nanny who Casey insists stole the child, is this sort of a prelude to the criminal case? In other words, does it do some of the work for the prosecutors for them?
Well, actually, no. It's going to be more damaging to the prosecution's case, and here's why. The one thing we love as criminal defense lawyers is the more a witness for the prosecution makes a statement and another statement and another statement, those statements become inconsistent. And we get to use those to show that they're making the story up, they don't remember, they could be downright lying. The prosecution in this case is taking a very curious approach by publicizing so much material so early on and giving the defense more than even it's admitting it requires. And these depositions in a civil case where there are much, much freer kinds of questions, the types of things that they can say under oath can come back and really bite the prosecution, because the very solid defense team that is here is going to be able to use every one of those statements against those witnesses at the criminal trial.
So, John Dill, what I don't understand is in most of these cases, you see the civil case postponed until after the criminal trial is resolved. You'd think, just hearing that the prosecution would want to push a postponement of the civil case. Why hasn't that happened yet?
Well, I'm not sure, but I know that for our client's sake, we want to get this case moving as quick as possible.
But don't forget, in Florida, you have depositions in the criminal case chain, so that everybody on that witness list that you were mentioning before and alluding to, every single person will sit for hours and hours on end. For the defense lawyers, there will be no surprises. The defense will have a full examination in deposition for a criminal murder case in Florida.
And let's not forget to speak with the gentleman David was saying. Casey Anthony's had many inconsistencies in this case, and that's going to be played out.
Unfortunately, we have to leave it right there. Thank you all. Come back soon. From Mom Casey to Octomom Nadia.